You're listening to Sussex Roundtable, a weekly conversational podcast that provides an inclusive space for debate and discussion around university-related topics, hosted by your student digital media gurus at the University of Sussex.
Hi guys, and welcome to the new Sussex Roundtable podcast. This is a student-led weekly podcast that has been created to provide a safe space for students to discuss university life. The topics that we will cover over in the coming weeks include surviving quarantine, student housing, mental health, and even dating. So stay tuned on the Sussex University Instagram for more weekly episodes. This podcast is hosted by your very own Sussex digital media gurus. I'm Piri, and these are the rest of the digital media gurus who are also helping me host this podcast.
Hi, I'm Emma.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Lola.
Hi, I'm Sam.
So guys, how's everyone?
I mean, minus the whole pandemic situation, I guess okay. I'm trying to stay positive.
Yeah, I think I'm just basically trying to live my best quarantine life. Whether I'm succeeding or not, I don't know, but I'm giving it my best shot.
Honestly, I'm the same, Josh. I'm just trying to get a routine going. And yeah, Netflix is around, so we're good.
I'm bored out of my mind, and despite that, I still no work.
Yeah, if you guys are wondering, we are recording like this remotely through our phones. So yeah, it's a bit of a struggle as well. We originally did want this podcast to be recorded on campus, but that Corona's kind of changed our plans, kind of thing.
But for now, we're sticking to social distance slayage, and it's going to work out.
Exactly. So this is our first episode, and we thought it would be great for you guys as Sussex students, staff, or people that just follow the university to get to know us as your hosts well and properly. So yeah, just going to throw out some questions to everyone and see what everyone is thinking and feeling. They're quite funny, and see if we can get any discussions or like controversial answers around. But yeah, just as a basic introduction that everyone does going to uni. What courses do you guys do, and what years are you in?
Cool. So I'm Emma. I'm doing joint English language and English literature, and I'm in first year.
This is like such a freshers week Q&A question. I'm getting like like PTSD flashbacks. But anyway, as I said before, my name's Josh. I study global media and communications, but I think for all of the new students that may be coming to Sussex within the next few months, I think it's been changed to media and communications, and then in brackets with a partnership year in Hong Kong. And I'm in second year.
I do media production, and I'm in second year.
I do politics, philosophy, and economics, and I'm in first year. So I'm basically different from all you guys.
And Piri, I do media production, and I'm also in first year. Okay, next question. This might be I don't know if this will be controversial or not. Tea or coffee?
Oof.
I'm 100% on the coffee spectrum. I don't mind tea. I don't hate tea. I grew up with a family that love tea. We have like 50 different types of herbal tea in the cupboard. But I just don't think I can function anymore without coffee. I don't know whether or not it's uni. I don't know whether or not it happened during A-levels. But if I don't wake up with a coffee, I am like brain dead until about 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
I could totally understand that.
I'm not reliant on coffee at all. I'm going to be a bit controversial and say that I don't really like either. Like, I'll accept it. I don't. Wow. Okay. Like,
he's one of them.
If somebody offers me tea, I'll accept it. But if somebody asks whether I want coffee or not, I probably just won't. I don't know. Caffeine just doesn't really gel well with me. Like, I don't even drink Coke or any of those like fizzy drinks that have caffeine in them either. I'm just really sort of against it. Energy drinks as well. I was like doing an all-nighter at the library once, and I tried Red Bull, and I was just shaking in the library at like 3 a.m. It wasn't a look. It wasn't great. But yeah, I would rather have hot chocolate.
Ooh.
Aww.
Mine's similar. I like mocha, so the combination between coffee and hot chocolate, they are so nice. But out of coffee and tea, I'm definitely a coffee drinker. You can't go wrong with a cappuccino.
See, I was a tea drinker. I didn't have anything to do with coffee at all. I was a total tea person, like milk, 2 sugars. And then I realised at the beginning of this year, and it was part of my New Year's resolutions, that I thought, I think I'm a bit dependent on tea, so I just cut it, and it's one of the few New Year's resolutions I've actually kept. Just no tea at all,
Ooh.
and it's been hard.
Wow.
It has been hard.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well done, Sam.
I know I'm
Actually-
going to sound like an absolute antagonist here, but is tea not like basic to you guys?
Hey.
It's literally just hot water. It
I
doesn't
haven't
taste
even-
anything.
There's so many variations. It just depends. There's tea that suits every mood or every need that you have.
I'm a tea. You guys are gonna hate me. I'm a tea lover. Like, there's peppermint tea, like jasmine, chamomile, even a basic like British breakfast tea. I think it's probably because I'm Sri Lankan and tea does from like British tea comes from Sri Lanka. That's slight bias, but even then, I've been brought up with tea. But I don't actually drink a lot of tea at uni. It's more when I come back home. That's probably because it's made for me. That's so bad to say. But yeah, don't realise most of you guys were coffee drinkers. But I'm not shaming on coffee though. I do love a mocha, but I can't do like a black coffee or anything like that. Like I can do iced coffees. They're nice, but sometimes they do go to my head because of the amount of caffeine that they have.
See,
But yeah,
I think coffee has something like 3 times the amount of caffeine in it in
oh
comparison.
god, yeah. Sometimes I just can't hack it.
I just can't. I think I'd collapse if I had it. Like the most coffee I've probably ever had is one day on like a Friday. I was coming out of like a Chinese cinema screening for one of my modules,
Yeah.
and I was just so tired because the entire film, it was like 3 hours long. It was like black and white cinema, and it was just subtitled, like it wasn't in English. So I was just feeling really drained after it, and I thought, okay, this is the one time where I need to go to like Arte and get a coffee or something. And I got a mocha, but even a mocha, and that's like quite milky in comparison to like, I don't know, black coffee or
Yeah.
something. And I just couldn't. I got halfway through and I was like, this tastes rank. Like disgusting. Just awful.
But that's one thing I do like about Sussex. They have so many like coffee places and cafes that you can just like pick up stuff from, which is great.
There's a lot of choice.
Yeah. Okay, on to the next question. This is gonna be funny. Favorite jokes.
My life.
Oh my god.
No, literally, I don't know. I don't really. Do people even still tell jokes? I think that's so
I
cute.
think jokes are great.
I've not got any like go-to jokes apart from just my life being an absolute mess. So, like self deprecation is probably like my go-to, and I think it's all circumstantial, so I don't have any like jokes lined up. It's the same with like cheesy pickup lines. Like I'm just not that kind of person. Like I just don't really do that, so I'm not too sure.
I think you need to have confidence to be able to pull off a like cheesy chat up line.
I can't even. What on the topic of cheesy pickup lines? Josh, are you tired?
No, I'm not. Why?
Because you've been running on my mind all day.
Top quality content. This is.
Oh, this is banging.
But anyone with any more jokes?
Piri, are you Jamaican? Because you're making me crazy.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this point, guys. Have we all just lost our minds or something?
I've got one.
Go on, Sam.
Right, Lola.
Yeah.
Are you a parking ticket?
No.
Because you've got fine written all over you.
I love it.
That is actually hilarious.
Who would fall for
I
that?
don't know if I know. I've got a joke though. Back onto jokes. What do jelly babies turn into after they graduate from primary school?
Haribo.
No.
There are other brands available.
The answer's Smarties.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of my faves.
Genuinely trying to think of some now, but I think I'm just so dry. Like I must be awful to be around because I can't think of anything.
Oh. I mean, it's fine. We can get more of the questions in if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be another controversial one. How do you guys feel about pineapple on pizza?
I love it.
Oh, okay.
Going straight in with them. I don't know whether or not it's just because I've like just grown up with it's always been an option in our house. Like if we were going to buy pizza, there would be a meat feast, there'd be a Hawaiian pizza, and then there'd just be like a normal margarita or vegetable pizza. We don't discriminate in my household. Like, I've just found that.
Yes.
Let your fruit be on your pizza if you want it to be.
Besides, there's so much worse combinations out there. Like, I think I was reading something on Facebook the other day, and I think it's like a Swedish delicacy or something, but what is it? It's it's like mayonnaise and banana
Oh
on
God,
pizza.
no,
Like,
that just
what?
doesn't work.
Like, I think
Initially,
Ew.
my stomach is already like churning thinking about that.
I know,
I
it's
want to
just
throw up.
just imagine it, mushy and no.
That's,
Anyway,
no,
back yeah.
don't even. That's disgusting.
Pineapple on pizza, I vibe with that. I can't say that I've ever hated it. I think I just accidentally had some once thinking it was pepper because I was eating it in the dark. Can't remember why. That's so random. But like, I don't remember going, oh yeah, like I want pineapple on my pizza. I just remember having it and then questioning, oh, that tastes nice. What is it? Oh, it's pineapple. Okay, I vibe with that.
wow.
But yeah.
I see pineapple pizza in the same way as I see crisps and sandwiches. It shouldn't mix.
Chris, what? Excuse me. No, a crisp butty. Sorry, crisp butty is like perfect for like snack time.
Yeah, can't lie. But I still don't like pineapple pizza.
They don't taste nice, and it's a weird combination of flavors.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense in my head. Like, fruit's a fruit, and then that's like pizza's like a savory dish to me, so it just doesn't make sense.
That's so weird because the tomatoes are fruit.
Okay, but like pineapples have they have like a special taste. I don't even know how to describe their taste, but like, yeah.
Do people
I
like
think it just doesn't
mushrooms
work
on
with
pizza?
gammon.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get mushroom on pizza.
I'm indifferent, but like, no, because okay, I'm a pescatarian, so like most of the stuff I eat is veg anyway, so I can't like deny a mushroom if I have to like eat a box. Like, I will happily have I'll have mushrooms in like my omelette or something like that. Sorry if that's
No, I mean, I like mushrooms as well, don't get me wrong, but it was ever since like biology in secondary school, once I learned it was a fungi, I've just looked at it differently, and now it just pops into my head every time I'm eating it, and I'm like, ooh, I cringe a little bit.
Fair enough.
He's a fun guy.
Oh.
Sam, how do you feel about pineapples on pizza?
I'm reasonable. I'm a reasonable guy. I'll eat them. Like,
Fair enough.
pizza. But I don't like mushroom. But I like more raw mushroom.
Oh, you eat raw mushroom?
Yeah, but I don't like cooked mushroom. That's a weird thing.
Damn. Okay, we're different.
What, you the opposite?
Yeah, I'm a cooked mushroom person. I just couldn't do like a non-cooked mushroom.
I didn't know that you could eat mushrooms raw.
That's what I thought.
I just have these because I grew up in Ireland, and there's like obviously a lot of forestry around in really rural areas. Taking y'all back to like the farming background, but anyway, there's like every time you'd like walk in a forest or whatever, you'd just constantly be given the advice from your parents of like not touching anything that looks really weird or like speckled mushrooms or any of that. So I've just always associated raw mushrooms with being like poisonous and stuff. Maybe that's
I mean,
like
Sam's
Sam
still
is,
alive.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it's debatable.
Oh. Okay, on to the next question. What conspiracy theories do you guys believe in?
I'm going to be really boring, but I don't believe in any.
Oh,
I'm really sorry, but I'll happily react to whatever you guys have.
Sorry,
Does
this has just
anyone believe
evoked
in
my
any?
like existentialism. I'm trying to think. The only thing that's coming to mind right now is that have any of you guys watched Shane Dawson's like conspiracy theories?
sometimes,
Like I used to
yeah.
follow them a little bit, but I sort of fell off the bandwagon a little bit recently, not gonna lie, because I feel like they're quite dramatized and just a little bit too out there. I'm trying to think though. Do you guys think there are aliens?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yes.
100%.
I do, but I think they're like little microorganisms on a far-off planet. Well, if you think about it,
I mean, it's a fair point these days.
The likelihood of them like coming round here, like it just seems very unlikely, and yeah,
I don't think they'd want to come to Earth right now anyway.
Or they could have already been here. We just don't know.
That's true. I know one of my flatmates believed in.
I was about to say that.
Oh,
yeah. What if this is all a simulation?
I believe it is. Can't lie.
What's that film, The Truman Show? What
Yeah.
his reality right now? We're all being watched.
Maybe. Potentially, life's just like this massive version of Animal Crossing or The Sims. Ooh. I've
Literally.
just thought of this one episode of Futurama where so random. Do any of you guys know Futurama?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there was an episode where it was life starts from the beginning, and then we go through all of the events within history, and then ultimately there ends up human race. So just life as we know it ends up wiping itself out, but then everything goes back to how it was before. So it's this massive cyclical sort of structure. So life just repeats itself over and over over a span of billions of years. I don't know whether that'd work with a butterfly effect or not, but
Might be.
Not sure how that was related.
food for thought. Well, it's like a theory. Some people might believe it.
Yeah.
It's not really a conspiracy theory, though, is it?
Look, I'm grabbing at straws, Sam.
What do we think of flat Earth?
All right.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, don't believe that.
No. I'm sorry to any flat earthers out there, but no, I just can't. It just doesn't work.
We do have a flat Earth society here at Sussex, though.
I know.
Absolutely
no hate. But yeah. Okay, what are people's favourite TV shows from their childhood?
I mean, how young are we talking?
I mean, anything you can remember at this, it doesn't anything you can remember, it doesn't matter.
Because I had an probably unhealthy obsession when I was really, really little with the Fimbles on CBeebies. To the point where I wanted my room with posters of the Fimbles. I had Fimble bath toys. I had the Fimbles pajamas. I loved the Fimbles.
That's so adorable.
If we're talking really young, that was probably my fave.
I'm trying to think back, the very first things that I can remember. I didn't watch TV that much when I was younger, but I really liked stuff like the Tweenies or Bob the Builder, old school bops.
Oh, yeah.
But I absolutely adore Winnie the Pooh. Love Winnie the Pooh. I think Winnie the Pooh ended up shaping my accent a little bit as well. Oh, bother. But yeah, I just love Winnie the Pooh. Literally, there's a poster of Winnie the Pooh on my wall right now. I don't think I've ever actually gotten over it. But when the live action movie, Christopher Robin came out in cinema, I think in the summer of 2018, I legit cried, and I was 19 years old, 19-year-old man crying in the cinema over Winnie the Pooh. But I just love it.
Did anyone remember Raven?
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
With the cloaks. And
God.
when I was younger, because of the editing, I literally thought the kids were kidnapped when they go to build up.
I was so scared.
And then so there's Raven, there's My Parents Are Aliens, Monkey Run. I'm bringing Sarah Jane Adventures.
Okay, on Sarah Jane Adventures, did anyone see the Twitter post about them recreating the episode on the Doctor Who YouTube page? So basically, in quarantine, because it's I can't remember what her actual name is. This is so bad. Sarah Jane, but the actress, because it's I think the period now is the remembrance of her death, and all that actors and actresses, because everyone's in quarantine, to commemorate her death, they created this new episode, but it was all the actors were acting as their characters, but doing an episode of her death. But it's the sound over, so you guys should so check it out. It nearly made me cry. They were shutting down Mr. Smith, and oh man, it was
doesn't sound like wholesome content that I want to be binging at the minute. I think I saw the first few minutes of it though. I can't say that I really watched it that much when I was younger, but I just remember from the video that there was a guy and he was speaking into a microphone, sort of establishing the opening of the episode. So it looked good if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah. So let me just say I love the Sarah Jane Adventures, and I was obsessed with it at one stage. But delving back younger, I love the Teletubbies. That was
Aww, classic.
And then there was Story Makers. Love that. Don't know if you guys.
Oh my god, yeah.
Story Makers.
Ooh.
That's not the one where the guy would go into that abandoned house, right, and all of the furniture would have faces. Like, I don't
You're
know
not.
what I was going through when I was younger, but I just have this, like, there's this show, and that sort of show has been in my mind for like years, and I've never been able to put a name on it. So if anybody listening to this like knows the name of that show, please, like, answer my lifelong query.
I do remember that. But the one I liked the most wasn't a TV show. It was a presenters. It was Ed and Ouch of BBC. You know, the talking cactus.
Oh, I know what you mean, but I can't remember.
I still watch YouTube clips of those guys even now, which is kind of sad, but I love them.
My favourite show, MI High. Don't know. I was convinced I was gonna be an agent. I would like tiptoe around the house, you know, trying not to make noise, even though my house is creaky. I was fully convinced that I was gonna be. I did the whole CBBC agent field work thing on their website. I fully thought I was gonna be an agent. But yeah, that was my.
Did you ever watch Trapped?
Yes. Oh my god, that creeped me out so much.
Oh my god, this has brought back all the memories. I've been screaming.
Okay, next question. What is your guys' most favourite word?
Sorry, that sounded really innocuous then, me just laughing, but I have one that's just come to mind. It's not exactly my favorite, but you know when you start to use something really ironically and you don't necessarily like it at the beginning, but then it like slowly seeps into your vocab. Like moist.
Oh. Did you just learn that?
But yeah, I don't know. I get a thrill out of annoying people, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of my favourite words as well. It's
just the impact
it is a
of
great
it.
sounding word.
It's quite satisfying to say. Like,
some people cringe at it though. Like, it's one of those words. Like, there's a few words where people just don't like it. They just shrivel up and
Yeah, they just hate it. There's a lot of words people hate, but
yeah, I can't say that there's a word that I really like though.
Then
I hate the word
peak.
peak. It infuriates me when I talk to someone, they're like, "Oh, peak." It just.
I'm so sorry, Lola, because I use that word so many times.
It's so triggering. It's so triggering. But that's literally the only word I don't like.
I think I love the word "in it." I'm not sure whether a lot of people. I don't know whether that's a regional thing in the UK, but like I'm from Manchester up north, and I mean, granted, I've got like an Irish twang because I like grew up in Ireland. But just everybody says that, and it goes with everything. Like, you can't go wrong with saying "in it." Just a lot of people just throw in the word "like" into every single sentence. But my version of that is "in it." I have to make like this really conscious effort to like drop it whenever I'm speaking.
I think I like "yeah boy."
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, yeah boy.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
That is a good one, though.
It's 2 words, but you can't just say "boy." You got to say "yeah."
Okay, this is a bit of a weird one, this one. Okay, say you had a pet parrot. What would you teach it to say, like the first thing?
Oh.
Maybe like, I think just saying like no really loudly to anything. I think any questions, any arguments, it would add a background supporter for the other side.
So you want like a yes man in your
funny.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying because I don't ever feel like I start arguments, but I feel like I'm often very good to like want to put my 2-piece in. So it probably would stop me from interfering with other people's arguments, I think.
This is going to sound really strange, but I have genuinely had conversations with people about this in the past. And actually, I mean, when I say in the past, quite recently. But like, I don't know whether it's like trivial or not, or whether it'd like delegitimize me as a future journalist or whatever. But I love the prospect of having like a parrot as a partner and going into broadcast journalism and then training it to ask some simple questions. I don't know. I think it might make the media a bit more accessible. It doesn't necessarily treat itself too seriously. And then there's like obviously a time and a place for it. But I just try and teach it then whatever questions are happening in the world. I try and keep it up to date with like contemporary politics. And I don't know. I feel like the world needs a bit more laughter, and I feel like a parrot journalist could probably do that.
I love how you have to start to put together answers.
No, it's not something that I've just thought of though. Like, this is like when I say that I've been.
There's me thinking of teaching my parrot swear words.
Look, we've got to make the coin. I'm trying to like. This is patent pending. Nobody is going to steal that idea.
I'd probably do "and I oop" I love that phrase. And I think and I oop. Have you seen it when it's like and I oop?
And I oop.
And I feel like it would just be so funny to just go around with a parrot and then and I oop. Definitely. that would be my one. What about you, Sam?
Have you guys seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd teach my parrot like I am the one who knocks, that stuff like that. I am the danger.
Also, I feel like we haven't mentioned this. Where is everyone from, like, originally, rather than, like, I know, like, everyone here does get our Sussex students, but where is everyone from originally, if you haven't mentioned it before?
I have always stayed where I've been raised, so I'm literally like an hour away from campus, but by train I'm in Worthing, which is just along the seafront. But further down to the let me try and get my coordinates. If you're standing in Brighton facing the sea, I'm to that's south. So then to your right would be east. Is that east or is that west? If you're facing the sea,
Never eat.
it must be west. I'm west.
Sorry,
Emma, you sound like one of my past essays where I was struggling to meet the word count. Sorry, hon.
I think I'm like an hour west from the seafront, but it may be east. This shows you that I stopped geography in year 9 and I never picked it up again.
So, guys, Emma lives somewhere in Brighton. We'll just put it at that.
She's a local.
I am a local.
I think
Yes,
I've
she
already
is.
peppered my answer into like other things that I've already answered. So I'm originally from Manchester. I'm a twin. So me and my twin sister were born, and then like a few months after we were born, my family and I like moved to the Republic of Ireland, to a town called Wexford that's right by the sea, and it was lovely and it's quaint and it was like small, but it kind of had that village mentality. And because I knew that I wanted to work within the media industry in the future, and there weren't many options to like study media at school or whatever, the school system was quite binary. I did a year called Transition Year in Ireland, where it's like a year of integrated optional work experience that you can do before you go on to do the Irish equivalent to A levels. So I did that, and I don't regret doing that for 1 minute. It was fantastic. And then I moved back to Manchester then to do A levels, and I've just randomly found myself in Brighton now. Life's a roller coaster.
Mine's so boring in comparison. I've just grown up in London all my life, in West London. I'm based right now, and then I came to Sussex. That's me.
So I'm even more local than Emma. I am actually about 5 to 10 minutes away from campus, and that's where I've basically lived all my life. And I came here because cheaper fees, isn't it?
That's wild, though. I mean, there are worse choices out there. Sussex is a great choice of uni.
I mean, we are all slightly biased, but
yeah, just a little bit.
I'm from northwest London, from Harrow, and yeah, pretty basic. I feel like most people from our uni are from London, but just somewhere in London. Well, because I'm in first year, the most people that I've met are
It's
from
interesting.
London, so
Sussex
it's
has
quite
like a really
when we
international outreach, but at the same time, it like balances out with like a lot of people from London as well. I can't say that I've met many people from Manchester, but I know that there are like a good few northern people here. So regardless of like who you are or what your background is, like there's so many different diverse communities and they all intermingle and stuff. So you'll find your people.
Yeah.
Like at uni just generally, but I feel like at Sussex I've met so many new people on just on a day-to-day
100%.
basis.
It really expands your horizons as well. I think that's why I'm so glad that I chose Sussex. It's one of like the main things that I've been really happy with my uni experience, is just meeting people with such diverse backgrounds.
Okay, guys, this is the last question, but this actually probably might be the most controversial
Try
one.
me.
What is your celebrations chocolate hierarchy?
So I think I'm going to literally fall down everyone's opinions of me by saying Bounty is probably my favourite.
My sister's like that. What?
The reason why is because I'm guaranteed my chocolate every single time celebrations are shared. There's always going to be a Bounty left over and it's got my name on it. So I say Bounty's number 1. Number 2, I love the Maltesers. Oh.
Oh, the judgment, guys. Let's stay open-minded, okay?
And then maybe for number 3, I'd say Snickers. That's my top 3.
I think I've got to shadow Emma. Not gonna lie, I live for a good bounty.
Oh god.
Like, I
Thank
love
you.
bounties, and I feel like I've just been controversial this entire episode. But
I
like,
found my
at
person.
this point, I'm beyond caring about what people think about me. So I love a good bounty, followed up by a creamy Milky Way. I'm trying to think of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a third, like Galaxy, Maltesers. I don't know. I'm not that picky with the rest of them, but I just know my dead last on the list is Snickers.
Yeah.
I mean, I am allergic to peanuts, but
Yeah, to be honest,
That probably will be why.
that makes sense.
I'm Maltesers first. That is top tier. Then it goes to the Galaxy, and then we go from Galaxy to the Galaxy with the caramel, and that should be everyone's top 3. Just saying.
See, before I mention my top 3, I have to say Emma and Josh are living in sin. Can I just say it?
yes.
Bounty up top. That's a cardinal sin. I'd like that to be done. So my top 1 is Galaxy. Probably followed by Maltesers.
We like it.
And then it's probably a face-off between the Milky Way and Mars.
I kind of want to follow off Sam and say Galaxy, then Maltesers, then maybe Mars. Yeah.
I was gonna
I
say,
think that's my
like,
top
this
3.
could be like friendship ruining, but then at the same
I know,
time,
I feel
it
so
really
bad.
shouldn't be
Yeah.
because it means that we can all
But-
share a box of celebration because nobody's like
Yeah,
on the same
exactly.
wavelength, apart from Emma and I. We'll have to brawl it out.
Fighting over the last bounty.
And if anything, if there's like 4 Mars bars or Milky Ways left in the box, like that's it. I'm still gonna, or even Snickers, I'm still gonna eat it regardless. If they're the last ones
Can't
left and I'm
relate.
craving chocolate, that's what I'm gonna eat.
Or even with Snickers.
You can't be picky out here.
What do you mean I can't be
destroying-
picky? I'm literally allergic.
Okay, apart from this, I bet the Mars, but okay.
I'm not that desperate
but
yet. Like, I'm okay.
But yeah, guys, I think that's it for our first episode. How do you guys think it went?
I mean, great. So I just wish that I didn't cringe so much what I know I already am saying.
At the end of the day, though, we're just students like everybody else. We're just in a digital media role. So it's going to be like this at the beginning. But
Yeah.
the more episodes we do, the more fluent it'll be. I hope people have enjoyed listening too and have got something out of it. That bounties are superior.
you know,
and if you disagree, then you're like wrong.
You're wrong.
I learned a lot about you guys.
I know,
That
it
is
was
really
great. It
true.
was a great bonding session. Because if you guys are wondering, as digital media gurus, we help run the socials for the universities. We do see each other whilst we're working, but I don't think we've ever been in a space where we've just like
Yeah.
chatted for a while.
Love how you
So, yeah,
describe
this
our
has
job
been
roles
great,
44 minutes in. Hi to everybody that's still listening. Here's what we actually do, and here's
Fine.
why we're here.
If you're still listening,
Yes, oh my god.
now, thank
Comment
you,
below if
because
you're
we've
able to
been-
do that, or let us know.
I think that's it. I don't know what else to say, but thank you guys for listening. Thank you everyone else for like joining in on today's first episode. But yeah, we hope to see you soon for the next episode. But yeah,
Bye.
see you soon.
Bye.